All right, we are live. And
Awesome.
I hope everybody was able to keep up with the times. I kept changing it, so I'm sorry. So,
It's all good.
anyway, we had okay, so I'm going
I
to put the poll up,
I've got
but
a lot of flat Earth stuff to talk about today.
sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just bugging you.
Go go ahead. I was when you said that I was like, "Of
No,
course he does." Let's see
no,
here.
I just wanted. Your face was just like. Mm.
Hmm,
Oh,
great. Let me get my note and pen.
uh,
I am trying to manipulate the
oh,
poll, but you know what?
oh,
I'm going to shut off YouTube on that screen and just stay on our regular screen. So, what else have you got besides flat Earth?
besides flat Earth.
I I honestly
What?
okay. Well, I'll touch on one flat Earth thing that I guess I just
Okay,
wanted to ask you your
interesting.
opinion, and it might spark
Like
go ahead.
I'm not the best guy to ask about this, but go ahead, ask
Okay.
away.
And I just don't want anybody to take this as me patronizing them. I'm not. I just seriously like this is my question. If you believe the earth is
No, give
flat,
it.
are the sun, stars and moon flat discs as well above us, or are they round? You-
I
What? What's so funny?
listen. This
I mean, you know,
nothing. I listen. I honestly I don't know. All I do know is what they're telling us is not true. That part I
right.
can sense and suss out myself. It doesn't make sense, but I don't know what it is. I don't know what kind of realm we're in. And that's why I'm asking questions and I'm looking. I don't think we're a flat pancake in space. I don't even think space really I don't think it's a big infinite void like they say. Like that's my personal opinion. Maybe other flat earthers or other people have different opinions. I'm not speaking for all. I'm just my opinion. I don't think we're in
Okay.
an infinite void. I think that's absolutely silly. I don't know what the like to me the sun looks like it is a round spherical object, but that's only when I see like those infrared pictures of like the solar storms. But if I'm just
Yeah.
looking at it in the sky, I can't really tell what it is. I don't know. I don't know what they are. They're luminaries. That's what I know for sure. But I don't know anything else other than that. Like I don't know. I just know that what they are saying makes no sense to me personally. I think that we would feel the
There's a
movement.
lot of
I don't think
yeah.
that we're moving in four different directions at like speeds of over thousands of miles an hour, hurtling through an infinite void. It makes no sense. Why would God even create all that vast space just for one planet? That is stupid. I don't
Yeah.
even need to be a flat earther to like that's stupid. Why would God do that? He doesn't need to make all that just so one planet could survive. That's ridiculous.
That's a good
I don't know.
point.
It just doesn't make sense to me. And they lie to us about everything. Everything they lie. So whenever they tell me something now, I pretty much just think it's got to be the opposite. Now maybe that's a stupid attitude to have, but I when did the government tell us the truth? When did the powers that be tell us the truth? Everything they seem to say is a lie. So that I just go with that.
I don't think that's stupid at all. First of all, Arwin and Super Soda Jerk say hello. Arwin says hello. He says the
Oh,
Celestials
hey
are
guys.
non-local holographic angular manifestations. Super Soda Jerk
I
said, I'm just going to
yeah,
call you Super Brother because sometimes I get tongue tied. He said he agrees with you. And I kind of do too, that a lot of this,
nice.
the information that we're getting is like bullshit. And Super also says, all I know is what they are telling me is not the truth. Yeah, that I'm on the same boat as Super.
That's right.
The moon landing video are BS.
Watch that. There's a great video of, okay, so there's the interview of the astronauts when they come back from space. And you don't need to be a professional to know that they're lying. Something's up. They're not ecstatic. They don't answer the questions. They're real weird. They're acting real fucking weird. And this guy named Richard D. Hall hired this guy who can tell if people are lying. I can't remember the name of the profession, but he's like he's super well known, and he studies like micro mannerisms and all kinds of weird verbal cues and nonverbal cues. And he said he wanted to hire this guy, and the guy's like, look, I'll take your money, but you're wasting it. It's just stupid, but I'll do the analysis for you. And the guy himself says, like, before I did the analysis, I was like pro-America, we went to the moon, woo-hoo kind of guy. And after he does the analysis, and he's astounded, and he like talks to other colleagues, he's like, these guys are lying. Something's not right. They're lying. And like I said, you don't need to be a professional to tell they're lying. And I'll send you the video, and you can add it to the show in the attachments or whatever. And it's fascinating. And yeah, like for sure, we did not go to the moon. They didn't make a landline call from the fucking moon. How stupid do you have to be to believe that?
That was an interesting point. I had never thought of that until you brought it up to me the first time. I think it was a year ago. I'm sharing the screen, and I looked up Richard D. Hall, right? Did I spell that right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's actually got,
yeah, I believe so.
Oh, a website called Rich Planet TV. Does that look?
That's the one. That's the guy.
Website?
Yeah, that's the guy. You can go to that, and I'm sure you could find it right now.
Let's see here. About Rich Planet. The subject of UFOs.
Yeah, that's the dude. Yeah.
Okay. I can share this link in the description after we talk. This is more of donate, online shop, subscribe. I think what I do is probably search YouTube for some more of his videos.
Yeah. Don't.
But yeah, maybe we can share some links to some of his videos too. But
and I don't think that guy's a flat earther either. That Richard D. Hall, I'm pretty sure. I don't know for sure, but I've never heard him speak about flat Earth or anything like that. And again, when I say that, I'm not going to say flat Earth anymore. I'm going to say realm Earth, because that's what I believe it is. We're in a realm that I don't understand exactly.
Okay.
That's all I know for sure. That's it. I don't know how big we are, how small we are, what the shape is. I just know that's all I know. Where I'm in a realm created by God. That's it. That's all I know.
Maybe that's all we're supposed to know. That's our law.
Yeah, there's no way of proving this shit. Yeah. We're not going to know. Like, we're never going to prove this shit. And the argument's going to keep going forever and ever. And people are, like, you're just distracting. Really, it's a distraction, right? I think
yeah.
Because, like I said before, we can never agree. You never win anyone over with arguments or debates. People got to come to that stuff on their own. So as long as we're arguing, we're busy, and
we're
not dealing with real issues.
So we need, the real issue. Well, so much for
all their scams.
Not talking about too much about, but it is. That was the question that I was thinking about, and there's many others that I'd like, think about asking in relevance to if the Earth is flat, the sun and the moon, and things like that. But that's going to be a long conversation. So anyways,
it is, and I don't really have the answers for you. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I could say is I don't know.
Yeah,
I really don't.
That's okay.
Maybe we live on a cube.
What do you call the phrase? We could kick the dead horse. for a long time.
Yeah.
Um,
A dead beaver. That's how we say it here. No,
or dead. How about drown the raccoon so many times? Arwen
I don't.
says,
Well, who would drown a raccoon? What are you talking about?
yeah, what a monster. Arwen says, from that perspective, God made outer space because man would get bored, allegedly. Oh, I think he's talking about why.
I've heard people say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
we,
then again,
yeah.
In piggybacking on your comment, I remember there was an interview. Okay, don't judge me. It was the lady that played Counselor Troy on Star Trek. I forgot her name.
Yeah.
But everybody knows who she is. She had long hair. She was in love with
Marina.
Yes.
Number one. Marina. I can't remember her name either. It's gonna bug me, but I know what you mean.
I'm thinking of Austin Powers. Anyways, she did an interview and they said something like poking fun, kind of like, do you believe there's life on other planets and everything? And she said something interesting. It always stuck with me. She said it would be very arrogant for us to think that we're the only ones in this galaxy or something like that. And I thought, but what if we are? It's not necessarily arrogant if it's true, but then at the same time, we don't know if we are, then it goes into the UFO talk.
I used to think the exact same thing. I thought the exact same thing. And I went through a big stage where I was trying to rectify God and science. And I'm like, well, maybe we evolved and that was God's way of creating us through evolution. And there's maybe all this extra space, there's got to be aliens and we just don't know about them yet, and blah, blah, blah. I went through all those stages, and I don't believe it anymore. To me, the only aliens are like angels. That's it. Or I think that's what, or demons, or like fallen angels. That's what aliens are. Extra dimensional beings. That's the only other life form I believe. They're not of this realm, but there's no extraterrestrial. The only, I heard Dave Weiss say this before, and the only extraterrestrial could be, he thinks there's other land out there far, maybe like beyond the ice wall, or an extra terra, and that would be extraterrestrials. So, or inner Earth people or stuff like that. Maybe that, but actual aliens, to me, it's just interdimensional beings. And that's just me. Like, you don't have to believe me. You don't have to subscribe to my ideas or subscribe to my newsletter, whatever. It's just, that's what I think, and who cares what I think? Like, I'm just some random on the internet.
Some Canadian out there talking on the internet.
A guy who lives in the forest who doesn't know shit about anything. That's right. That's right.
Dude in the woods, eh?
That's right.
Well,
just a hillbilly in the woods.
Taking a couple steps back, we were talking about like the stuff they put out there about, like, especially NASA, about the galaxy and the stars and stuff like that. I know Bobby has like books and stuff talking about, a lot of the things that NASA was doing, they were trying to kind of keep quiet. And those 3 astronauts that died in the flash fire inside Apollo 1 in 1967.
So, I think one's name is Glenn, I think. I know who you're talking about. And they were complaining. They were like, this shit is not going to work and we're all going to die. And they were like, they wanted to blow the whistle. And then all of a sudden they died.
Yes. It was an accident, right? Yeah. And I know he was talking about one of the books that talked about the mysteriousness of it and just how coincidental it was. And what a terrible way to die too. But on top of that,
that sounds horrible.
I know. And claustrophobia. And
you know what else is weird about NASA? Besides their $50 million a day that their budget are. And NASA, by the way, if you look up the word in it's a very close word to in Hebrew. That means
Really?
deceiver, I believe. Yeah.
Well, let's look
But
that up.
whatever. They are the biggest users of helium in the world. Why would
No,
they need all that helium? Like, what the fuck do they use that
they're
for?
weather balloons. I'm
They're
kidding.
sataloons.
Let's see.
I'm serious. Sataloons.
NASA in Hebrew means NASA in Hebrew means to lift, bear up, carry, or take in a primitive verb root that can also mean to be lifted up or exalted or forgive. Pronounce the Hebrew word is spelled and pronounced as Nasa. It is ironic that the Hebrew word that resembles NASA is related to lifting and highness. Maybe
I
they
know
changed.
I could be mistaken, but I thought it was something
Nope.
about deception.
No, you're right. You're
No,
right.
maybe
Here on a website, the World Events and the Bible, it says, "What does NASA mean in
Yeah.
Hebrew?" The webpage refutes the claim that NASA means to deceive, seduce, or lead astray. In Hebrew, based on the Strong's Concordance, it argues that NASA means to lift.
Mm-hmm.
So I almost want to say that there was. Oh, and then of course we've got a place called Fact Check. NASA in Hebrew does not translate to deceive. So they're trying to change that narrative. All these websites. See, there's a Christian
Just
website.
weird. Just weird.
Yeah. I wonder what the dates are on these. Hold
Weird
on.
stuff.
So this one doesn't have a date from that world events and the Bible. And then the first one, no, doesn't have a date. It looks like just like a clip it, but regardless, even if it was true, they would find a way to manipulate that. Like, the fact checker,
Absolutely.
the fact
Absolutely.
checkers have to tell us what's really the truth.
It like if it wasn't a lie, we wouldn't need these fact checkers, like that and like that was never been a thing until just recently when we had all this knowledge at our fingertips. Now all of a sudden we need fact checkers to tell us whether or not what we looked up was right. Like how fucking, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like it's like a slap in the face. Like they're like, you're too stupid to know what you're looking up, so we need a fact checker to correct you. It's like such an insult.
Yep. Remember when Google first became popular, there was another website where it was like you go to this website to debunk, or it's almost like the first fact checkers, only it would like get information about celebrities or TV shows or history, and everybody was totally relying on this website. Like if this place doesn't say it's true, then it must not be. And then come to find out, this website was run by a liberal couple in California, and it was just them.
Are you talking about Wikipedia?
Was it Wikipedia? I thought it was something a little more like Jeeves or something.
I'm pretty sure.
Jeeves. It was something similar to that.
I think it's Wikipedia. I think it's Wikipedia that you're describing. But I could be wrong.
I don't know. I just remember when everybody found out it was just two people with an opinion.
Yeah.
Shit really hit the fan. Like, everything I thought was wrong. And it just blew people's minds. Snopes. That was it.
I'm eating. What was
Snopes. Snopes.
It was Snopes. Okay. I don't remember that one.
Sorry, Arwen and Super have
Clutch is on fire tonight.
Yeah. It is flat.
Thank you.
I like to form my own opinion, no fact checkers needed. Yeah, that's a good point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want to form my own opinion. Fact checkers are like statistic nannies. Yeah. Or status nannies. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm eating right now. I hope you can't hear me eat, or it's not too distracting.
No, I've got my hot cocoa, so we're both kind of.
I'm eating
What are you
I'm eating
eating?
some chili and rice.
Oh,
Chili and rice.
that sounds so comforting.
It was supper, but if I would have waited, then I wouldn't have been able to get on here in time. So I just thought I'd wait and then I'd eat here.
So in other words, you chose to hang out with us.
But if it's gross, if you can hear me chewing or anything, just tell me. Yeah, I'm not sitting with my family yet.
I'm sorry.
I can hear you chewing now.
I was making fun of you. But Bobby
I know.
Bobby and I were sticking to a good diet. I spent all day yesterday making bread because we stopped buying store-bought bread. Just stopped buying it, period. So I made bread for the rest of the week, and I was super proud of myself. We grilled some fish and chicken instead of pork and beef and stuff. Yeah, we did great. And then we went to go pick up some more we went to go pick up something, and Pizza Hut was right there. and then, as if I'm not retarded enough, Bobby and I were kind of like, okay, let's just get some pizza, right? So I get on the phone and I ordered a pizza, and I went in to pick it up, and the girls were like, we don't have any pizza, like under your name. And I was just like, that's really weird. And I get back in the car and I look at the phone, and I had ordered it from Domino's on the other side of town. So we got Domino's, but it was just a break in our.
I mean, dude, I go to the city and I'll grab some fast food. I love Wendy's. I frickin' will eat Wendy's every time I'm in the city. Yes. Whatever. But my wife makes bread all the time. Today we started buying our eggs from the Hutterites. We've been buying food from them lately.
Oh, good.
We bought 90 eggs for $25. 90 eggs, $25. That's a pretty good deal.
If they are fresh, they raise their own chickens, right?
Yeah. That's it's a whole colony there.
You have to start thinking fresh eggs instead of store-bought eggs. They'll stay good in the fridge for up to 5 weeks at least. At least.
I know.
And if you boil them, they're going to be a bitch to peel. You have to let them sit for a few weeks and stale out a little bit before they'll peel like normal eggs, because fresh eggs just don't peel well. They just stick too much to the inner side of the shell. I'm just saying. I know you probably know this, but not everybody in the community that's watching does. Besides that, that was my glory.
Hey there, Flat Earth Sage.
Oh,
all good. I'm saying hi to this guy.
Flat Earth Sage, yeah. Flat Earth
3 months they'll last if you don't wash them. Awesome. I think I was talking to him in Arwen's chat just now. I think it's him. He was helping me with some gardening tips. I think it was him.
Oh, I know. And I found, I'm sorry, go ahead. You were talking. I got all excited.
No, go ahead.
There was that guy. I sent you a few clips, but I want to share it with everybody else. But I don't think I can find his YouTube on here because this is the laptop, not my phone. But that guy that does the homesteading videos, he was just talking about how people have anxiety nowadays, and it's always somebody that, is always on their phone or always on their laptop, like us. Anyways, but he said the homesteading culture forces you to get outside and forces you in what's actually a natural environment for us, which is why we have a lot of relief from anxiety when we are outside, when we're working, when we're homesteading. We start doing what we're meant to do, and that's work the land. And it was a very good video when he was explaining it in that sense that, we're not made to be engulfed in technology the way we are now. We're not made to be working in an office 5 days a week. And that's why we are out of our element. It was a really cool, statement.
I get such stress relief from working in the garden, weeding it, tying vines, like whatever it is I'm doing in there, it is relaxing. I can hear the birds chirping. I feel the sun shining on me. It is a beautiful experience. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. It's one of my favorite things in the world to do.
He said something really cool. He said, it is hard work, but you're not really working, because if you love what you're doing, you're not working. You're just doing what you love. And
it can be hard work, but it isn't. It doesn't like it. It isn't the like it's very rewarding. I was working in the yard with one of my boys, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so tired," but he's like, "I feel so good." I'm like, "Yeah, you do, don't you?" Like it's just such like you feel like you accomplished something, and we got some more stuff. Yeah, you have to put a little cooking on, salt on. Oh, hey, Fiber Oats is here. Hey, buddy. I'd like to do what I was meant to do.
Fiber Oats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's awesome. That guy's so cool. Yeah. He's a really cool guy.
I do love.
No, he is. Like I invited. He's so cool. I invited him to my house because he lives pretty close to me. I was like, if you ever want to, you can just. Yeah, he lives in the state that you were going to move to. I don't want to say in case he doesn't want people to know.
Okay.
But you know what state you were going to move to that's close to me.
Yeah. I get your accent, Fiber Oats. I know about those people. What was I going to say?
Yeah, he's awesome.
We were talking about.
I don't know.
Oh,
gardening.
So we were talking about gardening. And then this is kind of a move to the flashback of when we were kids, but gardening outside now, it kind of reminds me of like when we were growing up, you and me, or anybody older than us. You go outside, you play, you got dirty, you got sweaty, you didn't care. You and your friends like climbed trees, got scratched, got nicked. Remember all that? And then you go home, you get cleaned up, you eat dinner with your family, or in your case, supper, and you just slept so good. Do you remember that?
You weren't even allowed to come. Yeah, you weren't allowed to come in the house in the summer. Like in the winter here, it's different, but in the summer, you weren't allowed inside. No way. Let's see what he's saying. I'm not cool. Yeah, you're cool, Fiber. That Doom McKee book is all right. That book is. Well, just wait, buddy. Just wait. It's going to start. I'm waiting until mid-July to reveal my garden. Everyone's going to freak out. Oh, I'm excited to see, buddy. I'm going to show a picture. To the guys in the Skype chat, I'll show you my greenhouse and my garden. I'll share some pictures with that. I don't want to do it on YouTube. I don't know. There's too many weirdos on YouTube, and like there's like weird trolls and people who have like just shitty intentions. I just rather just talk to the people I like and share with them.
You have to be careful. I mean, because you and I started talking, what is it, like been 3 years now? 4? Holy moly.
It's probably been 4 years since I've known you now.
Wow. Yeah.
Because I met you, I met Steven in Arwen's chat before I moved here. And then I've been living here for 4 years now, because next year I got to renew my mortgage. So it's 4 years because I did a 5-year. And I met you when I lived here, and Steven started his Good Servant show, like that new channel. He had restarted it. That's when I met you. So it was that summer. So it's been 4 years.
So what I was going to say is sometimes you have to kind of ride out keeping people at an arm's length for a while, because there were some people I met in that chat too that now I'm like, it got too much drama, too much. Unfortunately,
I'm still tripped out how we became friends. Like I would never have. And at first I was like, "You're a wacko." Like I'm sure you thought the same about me, but I was like, "Yeah, like we're not." I never thought that I would develop like not only a deep friendship. Like I consider you like a sister, like a real sister. Like when I talk to my kids, I'm like, "That's Auntie Shannon. Like, you know, like we're like I consider you family.
That's what I told people at my work. Like, remember the little unicorn my coworker made for your daughter? I was like, oh, would you, my niece, I told her my niece and my brother said, and then my brother sent me pictures of her holding the unicorn when I sent it to you and all this. And it wasn't until like 4 weeks later that she was like, well, where your brother lives in Canada? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, so were you born in Canada? No, you were born in Hawaii. And she's trying to make sense of it. And I thought, oh, that's
right.
my fault. I told her, I said, look, we are actually not related, but you know, we became good friends. He knows my husband, I know his wife. It's just like, and she's like, oh, so he's not even your brother. And I was all like, sorry.
Not by blood, just by God.
But back to my niece.
Let's see what we
just kept talking about your daughter like she's my niece. Oh,
that's awesome. I don't have a sister, so like for them to have an aunt on my side, that's awesome.
Yeah.
The book was written for me, I feel. I know, Fiber. That's what I was saying. Like, you're going to trip out so bad, Fiber. It's awesome. I'm excited for you. Super Soda joke. Yes, awesome. Fiber, yes.
That is awesome.
Oh, Gordzilla. Hey.
I don't know if it's okay for me to share.
Steven was blessed.
I'll try to keep this vague, but Super actually like mentioned to me before that he grows a certain product, like not it sounds like marijuana, but it's not. But he was talking about farming. And so I'm interested to see what kind of garden Super comes up with, because I know he can grow stuff.
Awesome.
And yeah. Gordzilla says Steven was blessed. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was.
I didn't know Gordzilla knew Steven as well, but awesome. I don't remember Gordzilla. I don't remember him in Steven's chat, but maybe he went by a different name and we don't realize it. That's possible.
A lot of people had to, because it was so in and out. That's not a bad thing. It's just there was a lot of phases during that time.
What if he's Michael? No, he can't be Michael. But no, Gordzilla's a Canadian.
Yeah. Michael was in South Carolina.
Right. I never see that guy anymore anywhere.
Super says Bobby and Shannon are cool as hell. You know, we love you guys too. Super's wife, she's a badass. I'm not going to say why. He can tell everybody if he wants to, but that is one tough lady. I just started learning about ancient cultures and how all the stories and characters are the same. They just changed the names. That is very interesting, because that book you sent me, The Silk Roads, talks about how there are similar like fables, similar heroes, similar histories and stuff from Asia to China to Europe, the Greeks and the Romans, all of that kind of, they have so many similarities. It's parallel. And it's interesting. I didn't know him well. He knew he was good. Yeah.
Can you hold it down for like 30 seconds? I'm just going to grab a drink.
Yeah. No, that sounds good.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Let's see. We were talking about, there was something I was going to bring up. Now the moment Clutch walks away, I can't remember what it was I was going to say before I was talking about Super's wife, but you guys are good people too. Steven, interestingly enough, I actually got to talk to Steven's mother. He talked about his mother from time to time, and she was a really sweet lady, very strong woman. And so I'll just say this, when Steven passed away, I was working at a funeral home in Nevada, and she was in California. And I actually reached out to, I was talking about Steven's mom. I actually reached out to her to make sure that, like, hey, do you need help? Do you need help paying for this?
I remember.
Yeah, and
I remember.
we ended up getting emails from her, and she did not realize how many people were out there. I mean, she was getting emails from people out in the UK and just talking about how much they loved Stephen and wanted to send her something, and she didn't want anything. She was like, nothing, nothing, just she said that, remember this, she said that Stephen really liked to buy socks and donate them to like homeless veterans. So she was always saying that if you want to do something in remembrance of Stephen, go buy a bunch of socks, donate them to some homeless veterans, and that'll be good. And that was the sweetest thing. I mean, I can't even imagine being a mother and having to go through that, but she was
That is nice. I don't want to talk about charities and that, like, not that I don't want to talk about them, but what people do, like specifically myself or anything. But that's the best way to, like, don't donate to some shit overseas or any of these weird charities. They're not getting the money. The kids aren't getting. If you want to really affect change locally, get a backpack and fill it with socks and underwear and deodorant and shit like that, and bring it to the homeless people. That's the stuff that we need to do to affect change in our communities.
That's right. And that's how you know 110% that somebody's not skimming off the top of whatever it is you're giving.
That's right.
Well, everybody.
I noticed I have your.
Oh, go ahead.
I have your favorite drink here. Canada Dry Ginger Ale.
Oh. Okay.
No, you told me you hated it. I'm just bugging you.
You're drinking chocolate milk. Ginger ale. Yeah, that sounds delicious.
I love ginger ale.
Okay.
But so these guys are talking about. I feel left out not knowing this Stephen Keller.
Should be learning how to grow produce, even if you only have one container. That's a great point. Super. Oh, I'm sorry. You were reading too.
No problem.
Fiber.
Whatever. Yeah, Stephen was a good guy. He had his own demons he fought, and but he was a good guy. He had his heart was good, and he really did believe in God. Yeah. Children,
you know
they
what,
walk
bro?
here. Okay.
Who doesn't?
So they're talking. Oh, sorry.
No, all I was gonna say is who doesn't have demons?
No, I do. I fight demons. Not every day. You know what I mean. I don't want to sound crazy.
I do too.
People are talking about a subject that's been on my mind lately, and I kind of do want to get into it a little bit.
Those children of angels.
Exactly that stuff. I don't know where to start or how to broach the subject, and nor am I an expert on it. I've been reading about it since I was a little kid. I know that sounds weird, but ever since I was like, when I was scared, here's a thing for everyone. I wanted to be a priest growing up. When I was really little, like 6, 7 years old, I had posters of Jesus in my wall. That was what I wanted to do. That was my goal. I'm not kidding. I wanted to be a priest, and that was my mission in life. And then some shit happened, and I got angry at God. And I lost that. I lost it for a long time. But I'm not angry at God anymore. And I don't want to be a priest necessarily, but what I'm saying, I started reading, and one of the very first things that caught my attention, I remember as a young man, or not a young man, a young kid, a child, was the fallen angels, was the Watchers, the Nephilim, and the giants. It blew my mind that they were talking about that in the Bible. Like, it was like fantasy, like high fantasy. And I know we talk about it, especially in Arwen's, we talk about sci-fi and stuff, but for me, fantasy was, and I'm not saying the Bible's fantasy, but fantasy's always been my fiction that I like wizards and knights and giants and that kind of stuff. Oh, I love that stuff. So it really resonated with me, but I wanted to know about it. So I've been reading about it since I was young, and I've watched thousands of hours of lectures, like Stephen, what's his name? Chuck Missler, Michael Heisler, Ryan. Fuck, I can't forget his last. I forget his last name. But tons of like scholars, real legitimate scholars. And they have. You can go on YouTube and they have seminars that you can watch, like real deal. Like this isn't. What would I say? It's not just some rando on YouTube. This is like college level lectures.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm fairly educated on the subject that I could speak on it with some sort of intelligence. So I don't know where to start, but sometimes I find people just start talking about the subject and then like they don't really know what they're talking about. They make all these speculations and it gets in my nerves a little bit. And
a lot of times people are just regurgitating what they saw on YouTube, and it could be anybody on YouTube. Some of them don't understand what's a reputable source and what's not. So they just go with the coolest trending video on TikTok, and whatever they say, they must know what they're talking about. Like, just what do you call it? They're just regurgitating. They're just taking little bits and pieces of stuff and kind of throwing out there because it sounds smart, I suppose. Fiber Oats, by the way, said he also wanted to be a priest too. Super says, except the fallen angels are not fantasy. They are at play now.
What?
I agree.
Fiber wanted to be a priest too? Wow. Mm-hmm. You know what? Me and this guy, I don't know if he can't be troll. I like this guy, but we have had the most similar like life that I mean, from our parents to the way we grew up, we have had so many similarities. It's like this guy is a twin brother that I didn't know I had. Yeah, it's fucking freaky, man.
He's trying to tell you the elementals. Say something about the elementals.
I'm not exactly sure what he means about that, but I think we're in real life Disney genre. I wonder if you...
Big Pig Slapper, how's it going, Greg?
You must have choice. To have your choice, you must have a right and wrong, good and bad. These choices have their... No, absolutely. Absolutely, Gordzilla.
No, you're reading it all wrong. You're reading it wrong. You got to read it the way
sorry.
Big Pig sounds. I think we in a real life...
No, I was reading Gordzilla's. I was reading Godzilla.
Big Pigs. Wonder if...
Super Soda Joke used to be a preacher.
No.
Oh my God, I didn't realize that. Okay, so this is what I think.
I've seen his YouTube videos. He speaks well like it. He has been. His Hellraiser buddies.
I think that, okay, Adam and Eve were real people. I think God, we'll even back up a little bit. I believe in that, how do I say this? I don't believe that God and Jesus are the same person, but I do believe that Jesus has he's some sort of deity. He is not a regular man. That's what I think. He's not a regular person. I think that he is the Word of God in flesh, and that he was with God when they created the world. And God created the heavenly council, and it says that. It's very clear about that. And he didn't need them, but the heavenly council is like his inner circle, and it's like they helped him with creation. Now, I know some people think that God had specific people do it because he couldn't do it, or he couldn't enter the realm. I find that crazy because let's say I'm a video game designer and I design a video game. I'm not in the game, but I'm actually making the game. I'm making this simulation of this world. So it's similar to that in nature. Now, I think God created Eden. He had man and woman, Adam and Eve. We walked with God. It says he was there physically with them. I believe this. I believe that whoever Satan is, I know Satan itself is not a name. That just means adversary. He is a fallen angel. God could have stopped him at any time. I'm sure of it. But like Gordzilla's saying, you need to have that choice. So God allows it. Otherwise, God's a dictator. So he has to allow us to have that choice. Even if he knows what's going to happen, he allows us to have that choice. He lets them be tempted. We're expelled from the garden, and angels guard it. When it comes to the Nephilim, the Watchers came down. They left, it says it very clearly, they left their first estate. So what that means in my mind, and I could be wrong, but I'm not just, this isn't just me saying this. When they left their first estate, what I feel that means is they left the spiritual realm and they came into the physical realm. Once they're in the physical realm, they were able to mate with human women. I don't think that the women necessarily wanted to, but maybe they did. I don't know. They create an offspring, which is the Nephilim. They are the heroes and legends of old, the demigods, your Hercules, your Perseus, all these guys in mythology that you hear about. That's the demigods. I believe they were created by that union. They had knowledge of things they shouldn't have had because their parents obviously would have had that knowledge. They had more power and strength than a normal men. They were bigger than normal men. But when they died, their souls had nowhere to go because they were an abomination.
Right.
They can't go to heaven and they can't go to hell because they are neither. That God didn't create them. They are an abomination. So now they become, in my opinion, the demons. And they are the ones who are, they're looking for bodies. They're looking for victims. They hate mankind and they want to, they would, that, like even when, they do, like even Jesus sends them into a pig. They want any kind of body. They want the physical, they want to be manifested physically. So I believe that that's what they were. I think that they probably taught mankind. I think the Watchers themselves taught mankind metallurgy, agriculture, animal husbandry, sciences, all war. They taught them all these things that maybe we were supposed to know, but they kind of accelerated our learning curve, let's say. And I guess, yeah, that's kind of what I believe that these people are. I don't know what parts I missed or if I didn't cover something, but that's what I think. And it's not just me saying this. This is what a lot of biblical scholars think, and I trust these guys.
Well, and I'll ask an opinion real quick, but I don't know if you remember when I got these two, the Book of Enoch and the Aramaic and Palestinian Targum. This was suggested to me.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, by Teresa. And then the Book of Enoch, I'd never heard of it until I heard you guys talking about it in Good Servants chat. And so I got it. And what you're talking about is here in chapter 8. Azazel taught men to make swords and knives and shields and breastplates and made known to them the metals. So these are like the
that's right,
teaching men about how to use metals and the art of working them and bracelets and ornaments. And then I don't know if I can pronounce all these names, but Semjaza taught enchantments, root cuttings, armoros.
That's right.
Of enchantments and astrology, Kokabel, the constellations, and then Ezekiel, the knowledge of the clouds.
We might not even want to say their names. It could be dangerous. I don't know.
Thanks. I
just seen something where
you say that. But anyways,
why does the Bible not? I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. Why does the Bible story not mention Jesus during Genesis? Well, I'm looking at Genesis 1:26, and God says, "Let us." So He's talking to other people. Make man in our image. In our image. So He's talking to right there. He's talking to Jesus right there, and He's talking to the heavenly council right there. Jesus is the Word of God. The Word of God. He is Logos. He is the Word of God manifested in flesh. So he is and right there, he's talking to him. So
isn't there a part where
I think that should answer.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I remember during a Bible study they had talked about Eve, and that she would bear the son who would step on the head of the snake or something like that, and it was a metaphoric phrase for the line of Jesus would be the path to salvation or something. But I'm agreeing with you.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. There'll be enmity between this line and that line. Yeah, and I think that could be why he's trying to pollute the bloodline. So if they can mate with all these women, and that's kind of the serpent seed theory, where if they can mate with all these women and they can dilute the bloodline, then Jesus can't manifest through that pure line. And when they're talking about people being perfect in their generations, they're not talking about perfection as in he never made a mistake, or he never sinned, or he never did anything wrong. That's not what they mean. They mean that he was perfect as in his bloodline's not corrupted. They have their DNA has not been altered by the fallen angels. That's why God floods it. That's why he destroys everything. Not only are they evil and that man is sinning and being debaucherous and disgusting over the earth, but the bloodline's been polluted so bad, he needs to restart it, and that's why they're pure in their generation, so he starts back with that group there and redoes it.
I see. Don't forget the comments. Greg said, I read one of the forbidden books, says God created all things in spirit realm before the physical. What is then is real now from what I got from it. Super says, yes, they are now demons, and since they were born here, they have dominion too. But the difference is that they are illegal, so we have the upper hand.
I understand what he's saying, and I pretty much agree with them. Apparently, Satan's punishment was different because he didn't. Someone said, Godzilla says, if he's part of God, then could he also be eternal? Is he speaking about Jesus? And if he is, I think Jesus is eternal. I just don't think that Jesus and God are the same person. Like, that's ridiculous. Jesus calls him, he calls him his father. He prays to him. I know people always want to go to, people always say, oh, he said, me and the Father are one. That's the only time that they think that Jesus makes the claim to be God, because nowhere else in the Bible does he ever make that claim. And I counter with that is, me and my wife are one.
Yes.
Or me and you are one. You know, we can be one. We can be one in mind. We can be one in spirit. That doesn't mean that we're physically the same fucking person. That's so ridiculous. It's stupid to think that. It gets me angry.
Okay.
Like, why would you? It just gets me I get all worked up. Sorry. Like, it's just, he never claims to be God, and it's stupid to think that God would send himself to die for himself. It's such a convoluted, retarded thing. Like, it just makes no sense.
Jeez, tell us how you really feel. I might be behind. I'm still reading Chatter. It's one of few.
I am too. I'm trying to catch up.
Closest relationships with God. He was more like he was one with God, not that he was God himself. That's the same thing you're saying. Fiber says that book.
I don't know what Arlen's saying. That's a presupposition. What is a presupposition? Those things are not mentioned. I don't know what he means by that.
Arwen, you have to dumb it down for us, honey. We're not super smart like you are.
In the dark, I'm bending energy.
In
Godzilla. So in the dark. Oh, sorry. We're in different spots here. I'm reading Godzilla now. So in the dark world, remote healing and bending energies with your own. So I don't know what he's talking about there. Gorzilla, now you're closer, Clutch. I'm not sure what he means there. I was speaking about Jesus. I also agree they are not the same person. Okay, I think we're on the same page.
Not making man,
to see the Father, Jesus, I have been. When to see the Father, Jesus says, "I have been with you as long as you still don't know me." Thomas calls Jesus my Lord and my God. Jesus didn't correct him for that.
Oh, it's
Thomas
wow,
calls
Greg.
him my Lord and my God, and Jesus did not. Okay, that's interesting.
I have been with you.
I don't know what to say about that. I'll have to read it. You have to give me the verse and the.
It might be one of those things that are just hard to understand. Like if we speak, and I know Big Pig would have no problem making a video about that to kind of elaborate. But that's interesting. You're just behind. You can't.
Well, why would he not? Why would Jesus call him his Father? Like, why would he say? Why would he go to the garden and pray to his Father? Why would he say, "You don't know the Father"? You don't know. Like, there's so many times that he refers to the Father as another entity, another person. So that makes no sense. So either Jesus is lying, or we don't know who wrote all these books as well, and we don't know. Like, I don't know. I'd have to read the book. I'd have to know the verse. I'd have to read before the verse, after the verse. There's a lot to know there. But if that's true, then I don't know.
It's really interesting that you mentioned
did Jesus ever personally say he was with God during creation? No, but why does he have to say that? Like, he is the Word of God. He is the prophesized Word of God, Arwen. That's it. Like, there is no... Who is God talking to when he says, in our image? He's talking to people. God's not talking to himself. If Jesus is the Word of God manifest in flesh, then, i.e., he was there. Like, I don't know. It seems like a lot of time you just say that's a presupposition. But you do the same thing all the time. You presuppose many, many things. And if it doesn't fit your worldview, then you just discount it out of hand. And that's very aggravating because you don't know something for sure. Like, it's a frustrating way to deal with you. I don't know how to deal with that exactly.
Big Pig said Jesus does say he was with God before creation. So that, but don't get frustrated. I was gonna point out the book you got me called The Silk Roads talks about the history of the world, basically from scripts of Asia, Persia, back in, those days and things like that. There was a point in time, like in 320 BC or something like that, where the Roman Church, they didn't call it the Roman Catholic Church. It was the Romans, basically, that was trying to get everybody, priests from Persia and Europe, to coordinate in the story of the Bible.
Are you talking about the Council of Nicaea? The Council of Nicaea.
I think that's what it's called. And that's, I think where a lot of the complications come from when people get confused, because it's kind of like they tried to make everybody happy. And in doing so, there's a lot of things that don't line up in the Bible. And you and I have talked about that before, but I thought that was really interesting.
So
I just read that chapter last week.
I want to say that, okay, so with the Council of Nicaea, exactly, they're trying to almost create a one world religion there. On top of that, they go on a killing spree. They kill everybody who doesn't agree with them after that for centuries. The Inquisition, they kill the Cathars, they kill tons of people because they don't agree. And no, they didn't have those, what the Roman Catholics thought then, I know they weren't called that, before the Council of Nicaea, those Christians didn't have those beliefs before that. So,
Greg said that
I need to respond to two things.
Go ahead.
Why do you think it's odd you are yourself are three in body, soul, and spirit? Okay, you're right. But at the same time, I don't talk to myself and say, I need to pray to my Father, and referring to my spirit or my mind. So that would be really, if I started doing that, you guys would think I was crazy. And I know you could say like, oh, that you just don't understand God, or like it's such a vast thing, or it's so like, no, God wouldn't make it confusing, and there's no logic is universal, and it either stands or it doesn't. And God created logic, so there has to be logic in what he does. There's no way that he's going to make something so confusing and make it that I have to believe this weird, confusing thing that didn't exist until the Council of Nicaea, that if I don't believe it, I go to hell. They're not the same people. They wouldn't, if they're the same people, they couldn't talk to themselves. Like, it would be like me talking to my mind, my body. Like, it's ridiculous. But that's my opinion, and I could totally be wrong, and God might punish me for that. Big Pig, I would say John is a highly suspect book, and I don't put a lot of validity in it, and nor do a lot of other Christian theologians. There's a lot who question that book, and that is the only book in where any kind of claim like that is made. But that's me. Godzilla, Isaiah 11:16. I don't know that verse, but I'm looking it up right now. Isaiah 11:16. I'm about to find it. Here we go. 10.
This is 11, a birthday party.
14.
Oh, guys, I hope you don't argue.
11:16. And there will be a highway from Assyria for the remnant of his people who will be left, just as there was. Am I reading the wrong thing here? 11:16. 11:16. Where did he say that?
They trust Revelation, and John wrote that, but not John. Okay, I didn't get that, Greg. We're all friends at a party. I agree with you, Fiber.
11:6, not 11:16. Sorry, my bad. 11:6.
They question John, but
and the wolf will dwell with the lamb, and the leopard will lie down with the young goat. And what? Am I missing something? I don't know what Gorzo is talking about. The Council of Nicaea was more political.
Godzilla, would you be able to like pull the actual quote that you were, the verse that you were quoting, and show us? Because Clutch is lost.
These guys wouldn't. They don't think Arwen is delusional, so yeah, it would fly, Clutch. LOL. I don't know. LOL. He's saying he's one with God, not God himself. Yes, exactly. Flat Earth Sage. Exactly. Think you're crazy. That's it. That's quite possible. Yeah, we get a good. I don't think you're bad, Arwen. I just think if I'm what?
If you remember the wolf and the lamb.
Oh, yeah. Is he talking Mandela? Yeah. I remember it. The lion shall lie down. The lamb shall lie down with the lion. That's how I remember it. I don't remember the wolf, but I know that's what it says now. So that's fucking weird as shit. I even remember posters of it, like in church and like Sunday school, where there was the picture of the lion and the lamb lying together. So like that's really weird in my memory.
The stained glass windows. I never really did understand a lot of the stained glass windows.
Arwen, I don't think that you're unreliable or crazy. I think you're a smart cat. I really do. But we all have our areas where we're better at things than others. And we have different skills and different expertise. When it comes to like understanding flat Earth, a lot of that stuff, Man, I look up to you in that way. I think that you know a lot of that stuff, and you're smart as hell about it. And when it comes to this subject, I think you're out of your element. I really do. I think that I think you have presuppositions, and that you're not.
Oh,
you're not looking at everything.
He's addressing Godzilla.
Oh, he's talking to Godzilla.
But
oh well,
I get
whatever.
what you're saying.
You guys can fight if you want, but stupid. It remembers that way. So he remembers it that way too, Godzilla. That it's the lion and the lamb.
Art, sculpture, stained glass. Yep. I saw the same thing on the stained glass and everything. A lot of these very
it's
like European art, tapestries, things like that. Okay.
I don't know. Like, I'm confused about that whole Mandela effect thing, because I don't know. Like, part of it doesn't make any sense to me, and part of it, I know I have, like, the Berenstein Bears. That one bugs me a lot.
The Berenstein
and for me,
Bears?
I didn't realize that a lot. Yeah.
What was
wrong? You remember it as the Bernstein or the Berenstein? It's the name. How do you remember the name? I already said, so like
Berenstein.
The Berenstein, right? Well, look it up now, and it's not quite the same. Right. Another one that bugs me a lot, and I didn't realize that a lot of people had this one. There's a famous statue by Rodin called The Thinker. Does anybody know that statue?
You brought that up before.
What? Before we say, does anybody? Where is his hand? What is his hand resting on? That's right. That's what you think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me personally, and the reason I remember this so clearly is my parents had a little replica of the statue. It was like maybe, I don't know, a foot big. It was all black, and it's resting on his head. And I didn't realize that was such a big thing, but a lot of people have the same memory. The hand is resting on his head, like it's touching his forehead, which makes a lot more sense considering he's the thinker. But apparently, no, it's on his chin.
Yeah, there he is. So the small statue,
I don't
remember he had the hand on his head.
Yeah, and I remember seeing the big statue as well. I don't know where I seen it, but I know I seen it, and I know it was on his head. I know for a fact it was on his head.
If I'm honest, I mean his hand is on his mouth. I'm just saying.
But that's such a weird pose. Who sits like that?
Well, I was just about to address
Touch it to your forehead. It makes a lot more sense.
You're taking a dump. I hate to be juvenile about it, but I mean,
it's
that's
fucking.
What it looks like. Look.
It's weird. It's weird. And I don't know, Arwen, that we all collectively remember it the wrong way doesn't jive with me. Like, to have a collective memory that big where millions of people remember it a different way, there's something off there. There's something off.
I know what you're talking about.
It can't.
I remember it.
It can't be just a.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead. No, I've been doing more interrupting than you have.
We've talked about that before, and I remember I couldn't remember. I remember not knowing head, and then after you pointed it out, I was like, yeah, it is on the chin. So I didn't actually remember it on the chin. I just didn't know.
It's weird. It's weird. I don't know. Like,
It's not miss. But there are things it's like things that it's kind of like gaslighting us. You've talked about it a few weeks ago where we were talking about the jabby jab, and now the pharmaceutical company is recalling that. You know what I mean? Like, because of, and it's infuriating to read the article because they talk about uh the side effects of these jabs are causing these blood clots and so on and so forth, right? And I have to be careful because I don't want us to get like in trouble for saying this, but what's infuriating is reading the article and them talking about, oh, but the hundreds of thousands of lives that were saved in proportion to those that died.
yeah.
Is, how do you know you saved them? How do you know that the body's natural immune system didn't just do that? You know what I mean? It's like, are
And
you
just,
just
I do. And just discounting all the lives that were lost. Like, they
yeah,
mean nothing. Even if we
yeah,
lost one, they say, oh, if we saved one life, it's worth it. Well, if we lost one life, it wasn't worth it.
yeah. It's
bullshit.
It's kind of
But
like
I have a question for Arwen, and I don't mean to be like, I'm not picking at him, but it's a weird. Okay, you believe in the biggest conspiracy theory in the world. You think the Earth is literally flat and that everyone's lying about it. The sun's not real, moon, stars, etc. And for the most part, I'm with you on that. But every other conspiracy, you just poo-poo it away, like Bigfoot's not a thing, the Mandela effect not a thing. Like every other one that anyone's ever brought to you in your chat or in this chat or anything, you just dismiss them offhand, and I find it fascinating, like that you would believe in the biggest one ever, but not any of these other conspiracy theories are true, and I just wonder why you think that. Like, I just want to get into your mind and dig around there because I find it really strange. Like, I don't believe in every conspiracy theory. I think some are thrown out there to make people look stupid.
yeah.
But I think a lot of them are real and that there's some kind of validity to them. I don't know. I just I find it. I just find it interesting.
You were mentioning that with I keep thinking of her as Ray of Sunshine, but I think a lot of her.
Well, she's reverse. She went from believing everything to not believing anything, and that is fucking even weirder to me.
Well, I think I did look at her playlist, and a lot of the videos were like search for the truth videos, and it was debunking. There were some that were debunking a lot of the truth videos that we were kind of looking at. It just like the conspiracy theory videos that go out there and point out things and inconsistencies with the news narrative. And then some of these videos were debunking that, and they were just, it was all debunking each other. So it's almost leads you to a point where you're like, what do you believe? Like, you can't believe any of it or all of it. It was, but a lot of the videos I couldn't even get through because they were like 45 minutes and there was like over 100 of them. And I thought, oh, I can't.
Yeah, that's too much. Yeah. I don't know, Arwen. He says big things that what he did a thing on that the other day. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting it wrong. It just seems to me like you think a lot of, like, you seem, and this, maybe I'm just my perception. I could be totally fucking off in the weeds here. It just seems like you dismiss a lot of other things just outhand. Like, you're just like, no, that's not real. That's not real. That's not real. And maybe it's just my perception. I don't know. It's weird. It could just be me.
Brother, to be fair, there's a lot of things I blow off too, but it's because I either don't find interest in them or I just really haven't read up or studied anything about it. So I'm just like, okay, well,
fair enough.
you know what I mean? Like, have you ever
Fair
had
enough.
something where people are just really into talking about chocolate cake and you're just like, I don't like chocolate, so you just kind of, you know,
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair. Maybe I don't mean to be picking on him. I don't know. I don't.
Let's see.
I don't know what to say.
I love Fiber Oats comments because he's saying I don't know much lately, but
I do like potato salad
and soggy chips. Soggy from the sweet pickles and the frosting spilled over onto celery sticks, and it's kind of good. I'm not big on celery.
I was at a barbecue the other day, and someone made potato salad, and they put dry mustard in it, like powdered mustard, and they mixed it in.
Yeah.
It was the best potato salad I ever had in my life.
Oh, baby.
I love potato salad.
We cooked the barbecue the other day. Bobby and I did, and it was so good. I'm kidding.
Can we go in the paddle boat later? The sunfish keeper. Dude, I want to go fishing with you, Fiber. Biting your tongue right now? Apparently, the movie E.T. is E.T. phone home, not E.T. E.T. home phone? What? Not E.T. It's E.T. phone home.
Yeah.
It's E.T. phone home. There's I know for a fucking fact that it's ET phone home. It's not ET home phone. That's just
okay. Here we go.
No,
we gotta share the screen again and look it up.
All I heard was chocolate cake.
I thought it was. I know that's.
Arwen has been full support of my dreams, and I would really like to say thank you. No, I don't mean to be dumping on Arwen at all. I want to be clear. I like Arwen. I think he's a cool cat, and I respected a lot of his views. I just like, I've been frustrated about the Bible thing because sometimes I think he just says things that could be, I don't think purposely misleading, but he doesn't have any basis for it. He's just saying that. And I just felt that he was dismissing a lot of other things out of hand. And that maybe it's just me though, like Shannon says, sometimes you're just not interested in something, and so you just kind of like, whatever, and just move on. So fair enough. I don't mean to be picking on him. I like the guy. I think he's a good guy, and that's all I have to say.
Well,
ET phone home.
In the meantime,
not well thought out. I don't know what he means.
Is phone home. Phone home. Phone home. ET. There's Drew Barrymore.
I know for a fact it's ET phone home. There's no doubt in my mind.
Okay, can I make a confession? My parents took me to see this movie when I was.
If you say,
what?
Okay.
And this.
Okay.
He scared the shit out of me. I didn't sleep for weeks. I was horrified. And my mom thought it was adorable. Okay. And on top of that, for Christmas, she got me a little stuffed animal of E.T. And I wouldn't go near that table full of toys because I was.
I'll tell you two things that I was scared of as a kid. Do you know the show Romper Room?
No. Romper Room?
Okay, so back in the day, used to be a kid show called Romper Room. And I used to think that people on TV could see you. Like you could see them. And she would have this magic mirror, and she would say, I see Chris, I see Shannon, I see Matt, I see Paul, I see... And then I was always freaked out. She'd say, I see Daniel. So I'd fucking run the fuck away, and yeah, I was scared, terrified of it. That's the one. And here's the other one. Dude, don't even laugh at me. And here's the other one that I was really afraid of, and you should pull this up because you're going to fucking laugh your ass off. It's called The Hilarious House of Frightenstein, and then put librarian.
Okay, Frightenstein.
You got to put the librarian.
Librarian. We need an image of it.
Okay, that guy right there.
It's like
see that guy right there? Okay, so he would he would read a story that was not scary, but was supposed to be scary. It fucking scared the shit out of me so bad. I would hide behind the couch when that guy came on TV. I hid. Good.
He is scary, though. This is a frightening man. I mean, why would you put this in front of children? Look at this. That face.
Dude, that show was the best show of all time. If no one's ever watched it, they should watch it. Even Vincent Price is in it.
Really?
It's a Canadian show. Yeah, it's a Canadian show. It's stupid, but there's like a science section. The Wolfman's in it. There's like a dance section. Griselda, the gourmet cook, is in it. It is so good. I'd tell you to play some, but we might get a copyright strike. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking, because I wanted to play that clip from E.T. because Arwen points out that at first E.T. says home phone, but then the kids kind of say it correctly, phone home. So we'd have to watch the clip, but I'll have to watch it like when we're not live, so we don't get, anything in trouble. Super saw the movie when he was 7.
Oh, there's a bunch of comments.
He's probably right. We'll have to look. Let's see. I had a Fred.
I remember
Savage.
Romper Room in the Mirror. Must have been a Canadian.
Go ahead.
Godzilla remembers Romper Room. Yes, you're the man, Godzilla. She never said Gord. I was always waiting. That's the most Canadian name ever, Gord, as if she never said it. I had a Fred Savage poster until I was well into my 20s.
The old guy.
I had a picture of Christina Applegate. That was my first love.
Aww.
If anyone knows who she is.
Yes, everybody knows who
she was. Kelly Bundy.
Yeah.
I was in love with her.
She had the hair.
The old guy.
Here.
Oh, that guy scared. What? What's that? What's that?
When girls did their hair and they stuck them up to here.
What did you?
Christina Applegate. She had her hair.
Oh, the big. Yeah. Yeah, the tease. Yeah. You're a little. What does he say here? The old guy in Poltergeist. Yeah, that scared the shit out of me too. That movie still scares me. And that frickin' clown. Fucking hated that clown.
Old guy from Poltergeist. I just realized I'm not. Oh, the guy with the hat. The old guy. Okay, I'm just gonna keep the screen on share.
When they're in the water, those are real skeletons. Those are real skeletons. And also the shit that happened to that little girl. Yeah, the shit that happened to that little girl is terrible. And if anyone looks it up, you'll find out. And it's fucking disgusting. And those people should be killed. Arwen, dude, you're a little younger than me, Clutch. I was old enough to not have the librarian scare me. Yeah. Oh, so he knows who that is too. Man, Gord, you're the man. Awesome. You're a good Canadian, brother. That old guy, the jeweler dude. No, I never saw spooky kid shows. I only had interest in. Well, it was a Canadian thing, Arwen. It was a Canadian show, so you might not have got it there. I love the Jewel Singer. The Jewel Singer? What is he talking? Does he mean Jewel?
The singer Jewel?
I don't know what he means. Fiber Oat says, I love the Jewel. I love Jewel. Oh, I love Jewel the singer. Yeah. She's all right. She's pretty hot. And she's got a good voice.
Gate.
She's got a couple good songs I still listen to with my wife every once in a while. And you know what? Her family
look at that
are on some. Her family's on some show about mountain men in Alaska, and like they do like some reality show. They all like survive in Alaska. You know what? I don't know why. Maybe because I'm so much older now and I'm looking at her and she's young and I don't see it. But I don't know why I was so in love with that girl. But I was in love with her.
Leave the dogs alone. This cat is a terror. He's running around the house, kicking the dogs' butts. Yeah, that hair. That was the hair we did in high school. That was the hair, man.
It almost looked like Axl Rose's hair. Axl Rose had the same hair.
Except now,
Axl there's Rose, that creepy guy. Fuck, that guy's creepy.
That's the guy from Poltergeist, right?
Yeah, creepy.
He looks like a lizard. Jeez, no, that's okay. Oh my gosh.
Oh fuck.
Let's see.
Another.
Who else is scared of what?
Bundy's daughter, isn't it? Yeah.
In
the shows, yes. When I went to watch back, it was E.T. Home Phone, but Aaron could be right about it, and it could have been. Once I saw the God is in His holy temple. What is Fiber Oats saying there? Sup, Clutch? Oh, look who it is. Hello, Tarot. We've been talking about some 80s things, some 90s things.
Oh, all right.
So a little bit for everybody.
Here you go. This big animal right here is terrified of the cat. This dog, both of them are like running around the house trying to run from the cat, and he keeps like biting their ears. And
cats are way faster than dogs.
They are
way faster.
He's so savage on them, and they're just babies. So the cat's about a year older than them, but he's already smaller than they are. But this is Riggins. This is the boy. And the little girl's down on the floor, curled up into a ball because she's terrified of the cat.
Oh, he was singing. That's right, Fiber. He is singing. Oh.
What is that?
That's right. I forget that movie.
Yeah. That's what the clip on that
one, I don't.
He was singing to the little girl, right? Oh, I stopped sharing.
I don't. So, for two reasons, I don't watch horror movies anymore. I used to love them, but for one, I don't like watching them anymore because I ask myself, why do I want to see like all this evil shit happening? Like, what's wrong with me that I want to see that? And I guess that's really the biggest reason. And I just don't want to see that anymore. So I haven't watched any of those movies for years and years. Do you remember the Glamour Slammer from House of Frightenstein? The Grammar Slammer. The Grammar Slammer.
That sounds
familiar. Remember the Grammar Slammer. I remember the Indian dude who sang with the sitar. I remember the scientist, the professor, he gave you a lesson. I remember the Wolfman, he gave you a song, Igor. I remember the veterinarian. I remember Count Dracula. I remember Ghastly Gourmet. But I don't remember the Grammar Slammer. Can you look it up? Grammar Slammer, House of Frightenstein?
Oh, I put slapper. Sorry. Grammar Slapper. Grammar Slammer Bammer?
Grammar Slammer. We might have to add House of Frightenstein. Oh, that. Okay.
Is this it?
That is the least. I do remember it, but it's the least one in my memory.
Sorry.
That's Igor beside him there.
Frankenstein?
Oh, wow. Oh, you have it right there. That big purple monster.
It's the purple monster or the green guy?
Beside him. The green guy is Igor. The purple monster is the Grammar Slammer.
Okay. It doesn't have anything else, so that's the only thing you get right there. Is that thing. Otherwise,
I don't like to watch anything scary anymore, Arwen. Nothing. I don't watch any horror movies. None.
Weren't you the one that told me to watch?
But you said Insidious, and it made me think of another movie. Well, I did tell you, but I watched those movies before. I don't watch them now, but you still watch them, so I suggested it to you. At Halloween, I've watched a couple scary movies with my kids, but nothing like super, like more of the funny, like Army of Darkness, like silly shit. I was going to say, there's a scary movie that I just thought of, though, when he said Insidious. Anyone seen, I think it's not Close Encounters. It's something like Close Encounters, but of the fourth kind. Oh, what's it called? I think it has Mila Jovovich in it. And it's like part documentary, part true story.
It's about up in Alaska when the alien abductions.
Yeah. Yes. 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 Yes.
You had me watch that. Here. This is the best way to find it.
I don't know why it just popped in my mouth. Fourth Encounter. I don't know. Such a weird movie.
The Fourth Kind. And it was weird because it kept clipping
over. The Fourth Kind, that's it.
Actual cam footage from the dash cam of the cruiser when the police showed up to that guy's house.
Yeah.
And then they actually...
Yeah.
That was...
It's a weird one.
And then they had actual video of the woman that she portrayed. Yeah, I guess her daughter was abducted and all kinds of stuff. The part that scared me the most was when she had a dictation on a cassette tape that she gave to the secretary, and she asked the secretary to type out what she dictated. Doctors still do that, and the secretary comes back later on just like freaked out, and they didn't know why. And I guess she fell asleep while she was dictating, and about a few minutes later, there's just this blood-curdling scream, and it was like. That was a part of the movie I was like, okay, this is horrible.
Did Spielberg make that?
The Fourth Kind.
No, that's not a Spielberg movie. Yeah, that's not Spielberg. I think he's thinking Third Kind. Yeah, he's got a different movie, but yeah, Close Encounters of the Third Kind is Spielberg. Yeah, I don't like Spielberg. He's a creep. He is a creep.
Osun Sanmi. Who
didn't that movie have an owl in it? An owl. I don't know if it had an owl in it. I don't really remember.
No, it wasn't an actual owl. The people that were having these recanted experiences said they would see an owl before they blacked out. And the reason they said that is they were insinuating that a barn owl's face and eyes looks like that of an alien. So people were trying to associate it with something they knew, and they were saying stuff like, "I saw an owl, that owl," and it was they thought they were seeing an owl's face before they blacked out. So that's what they were talking about, the owl. Wow, I didn't even know.
Good memory on Fiverr. He's calling Moloch, but yeah, that is the owl god. That is creepy. I never thought of that. There was another Close Encounters movie. Yeah, Close Encounters of the Third Kind is the one you're thinking, Arwen. But we're talking about the fourth.
The fourth.
What is it called again?
The Fourth Kind. It doesn't say Close Encounters. Kind, yeah. It's not called Close Encounters. It's called The Fourth Kind. Normie Girl,
and it's not Spielberg. It's not Spielberg. Yeah, I see. I never believed in all. And I don't think the Bible is the Word of God. Actually, I have.
Yes. I noticed the number of your playlists there, sister. I was like, oh boy, I don't have enough time in a day. But I did touch on some of them. It was hyped up big at the time. And. Yeah,
Moloch is, that's who was at at Bohemian Grove, I believe it's Moloch.
Yeah. It is.
Oh, an occult. Yeah.
I really love owls. I mean, they're just cool and beautiful. I don't like them in the association of anything evil. I just love owls. I mean, they're.
I'll say this: when I went to Vegas, me and my wife decided to get tattoos. I already had a bunch, but we got tattoos, and she couldn't decide what to put on, and she found this cool drawing of an owl. And it's it's awesome. It looks super cool. And I think I showed it to you before.
Yeah.
And we never thought of it as Moloch or as a symbol of like anything. She just put it on because they look cool, and she couldn't think of anything else. So I don't know, but I do know that Moloch is associated with owls. But like, you have to be careful sometimes, just because something has an association with something else doesn't always mean, you know what I mean? Like, pineapples can mean, do you know what pineapples mean?
They're Hawaiian.
Right, but if someone has a pineapple in their yard, it might mean something. Do you know that?
No, I have no idea. I didn't. It just means they're
Well,
living in
you
Hawaii.
could look it up.
But,
no, not a real pineapple, like a pineapple statue or a pineapple picture.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
It could mean it that they're swingers.
What? Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not fucking kidding at all. I've been invited to a pineapple party.
Now I'm Googling it. Do pineapples mean swinging? Oh my God, it does? No, it does not.
I told you. There's like, everything can have a different meaning, right?
Okay, it's an upside down pineapple though. Not.
Oh, is it upside down? Well, I'm not up on my swinging lingo, so I don't know for sure. I just know I heard that somewhere.
Isn't everybody glad of all the important information you actually learn by listening to us?
I don't even, like, half the things I know, I don't even know how I know it. I just, like, absorb information through osmosis. I watch Jeopardy a lot with my kids, and they're like, Dad, you have to go on there. Because I'm like, I bang out the answers all the time. And I don't know how I know these things, but I'm like, yeah, if I went on, I'd probably, like, freeze and get, like, negative 10,000 or something. But I have no idea how I get this stuff.
You might answer with the wrong information just because of all the stuff we've talked about here. A friend of mine said,
"They're just flat." Start yelling at them like about conspiracies. No, fuck, Oswald didn't kill Kennedy. Let's just start going off. Oh, that'd be awesome.
You would end up getting NASA for 500, Flat Earth for 6.
That'd be awesome.
Dude. Oh my God. Okay. I have not kept up. Swingers have a weird ass symbolic stuff. 50 said.
Weirdos. Yeah.
Oh, librarian
I don't know why a pineapple too. Like, why a pineapple? Of all things they could have chosen, why a pineapple? It makes no sense. Like, I never think of a pineapple and be like, yeah, baby, yeah. That's what I want.
That's my pineapple. Godzilla said,
so weird.
What is your favorite color? Yellow. I mean blue.
I know exactly. You know what he's referring to, right?
Monty Python. Again.
Yeah. Tim the Enchanter. That is probably one of my favorite. And like, the first guy he asked a question to, he's like, it's something easy, like, what is your name? And he's like, oh, my name's Joe. And then he like walks on. And then the next guy he asks him, like, what is the square root of a like hummingbird's flight path or some crazy like question? The guy's like, oh, what? Throws him out. And then the next guy is like, what is your favorite color? Yellow. No, I mean blue.
Let's see.
Tim the Enchanter.
Small brown gray owls. I think they're what are they called? Tiny owls or something like that, Arwen? They live in the ground.
I think they're tiny owls. Small brown gray owls. I don't know. I don't have those here. I have like horned owls and like I have big ass owls here.
You have big ass everything over there. Deadly bears, owls, geese, moose.
Did I tell you? I seen a bear today. Did I tell you that? So when we went to go get the eggs at the Hutterites, we had to drive up this gravel road. No. But on the way back, there's like off the gravel road, there's like another little side gravel road. that leads to this guy's field and then like a power line, and it's kind of a dead end and a swamp where a raccoon might have lived, and then uh, right there, right there on that road, right at the corner, the biggest black bear I ever seen in my life. Like I've probably seen 20 black bears in the wild in my life. And this guy was the biggest freaking black bear I ever seen. And he wasn't afraid of anything. He was just like walking out in the open, like just, man, it was crazy. Huge for a black bear. He must have been a few years old.
That dog? Did you want to pet that dog?
She was in the car with me. Pet that dog? No, she didn't say that, but
she sounded so funny.
That bear was tiny compared to this one.
Really?
I love that video. I could watch it all day just for laughs.
Did you see how people are putting it to music now? They're synthesizing music, and she's the chorus. Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog?
It's the last time she says it, like, can I pet that dog? She just gets so like, oh, fuck, it makes me smile.
You know what she's doing is she's getting frustrated because everybody's like, no, and she's like, can I pet that dog?
No, I know, she said.
She's getting
oh, I love it.
I would love to see more from
Good answer to that. Godzilla, great answer. So is everything from nothing. That's like expecting a windstorm to blow through a fucking junkyard and come out the other side with a Boeing 747. It's not going to happen. Everything from nothing is stupid. You're exactly right. Booyah. I love you. Great answer.
Okay.
And how do we know it's logically impossible? What is it logically impossible about it? Like we talked about this earlier in the show, so you missed it, but what's logically impossible? There's no saying that. For one, it could have been baby animals. For two, it could have been DNA. We don't know exactly, and I don't think it was every animal in the world. It was probably just a handful of animals in their region, enough to restart. I don't think it was elephants and lions and giraffes and all that shit. That's ridiculous, but there's truth to every legend. Like, to just discount things like that is, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I've heard owls can be a bad omen in certain cultures.
Yeah, I was just about to
I don't know. I never heard.
I've heard that. Like people think that seeing a crow is a prelude that somebody's gonna die.
I was gonna say crows are. I knew crows are bad. Eagles are supposed to be good. I don't know. I never heard that owls were. If you see an owl, it's a bad thing. But that's interesting. But you don't see them very often either. Like I don't. I hear owls a lot, but I never see them. Like really rare that I see them.
We saw them in Nevada, and
probably because I'm sleeping.
Yeah, well, we saw them a couple times. Bobby and I did. One was like just 3 feet above Bobby's head when he came off the porch. It was perched on the porch roof right above, and all he heard was it hooting. And he turned around, and it was just like there. And it was this great horned owl. It was awesome. And we'd see him from time to time, but nothing bad ever happened. Realistically, I mean, if you see an eagle owl out here, it's a bad thing because that means like they could get your chickens. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be anything.
He's talking about those cactuses. Are those the ones that like it's illegal to like touch them or move them or do anything to them? Is that I can't remember what cactus it. I can't remember if it's that cactus, but I was reading about cactuses with my kid, and there's one cactus I like. Or cacti. Sorry, octopi, cacti. But yeah, there's You're not allowed to do anything to them. They're like endangered or something. And if you touch them, it's like a big. I don't know if it's those types, but there's a certain cacti that that is endangered, and you can't touch it.
I'm gonna type this: endangered cacti. Oh, endangered cacti melocactus, but it says cactus, endangered cactus. Maybe it's just cactus and not cactuses.
Cactuses, cacti.
Cactilies.
It's the really big ones. It's the really big ones with the 2 arms. That's the ones that I was reading about anyway.
That's the one that we were just looking at the pictures of a second ago. This one. Kind of like that.
Yeah, but they're really big. I think it's in Nevada or Arizona, maybe. One of those two.
Yeah, I didn't see very many cactus in Nevada except like
that one. Go up, up. That one right there. Go to your left. No, down. Yeah, underneath that one.
This one?
I think that one there. I think it's that one.
Okay.
But I could be totally off my shit. Yeah, look. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's that one. They're endangered.
Yeah, that's probably like
you're not allowed to touch them or. Yeah, if you do anything to them, you're in like big fucking trouble.
Why would you ever want to touch it? I mean, I'm sorry. I freaking hate getting stuck by cacti. It hurts. Why would people touch this stuff? I'm sorry. That's a Shannon moment. Oh my God. Did I lose you? I lost Clutch. I was sitting here laughing and I thought I wasn't funny. You're not going to believe. I was sitting there talking about why would anybody want to touch a cactus? And I'm laughing to myself like I'm so clever, and it was dead silent. And I thought, wow, well, I guess I wasn't that funny. And then I look over on the screen and
tough crowd.
I know. I was like, geez. I guess it must be bedtime. Okay.
I went to hit chat, and I hit something beside chat. What did I hit? I guess I hit leave. Because right beside chat at the bottom, it's leave. I guess I just left. I was like, I'm out. No.
Oh, man.
We almost hit 2 hours, though. That's crazy.
Cactus. Oh, there he goes again. Plus, if the owls are aware of this endangered stuff, they're super smart. Yeah. I think it's from the Navajo culture. So that would make more sense, because from what I understand, the Navajo where I lived in Nevada was a lot of the Paiute Indians. So Navajo, I think, were like further south, Arizona. Gordzilla said that you left because I made fun of your cactus.
Yes, I did. You know, my wife killed a cactus.
What killed the cactus?
Like, how do you kill a cactus? My wife.
What? Oh, your wife killed a cactus.
We had a cactus. Yeah, we had like a little cactus plant, and she killed it. That's how good of a gardener she is.
Water it, maybe. I'm serious. I've killed.
She's good at a lot of things, but gardening is not one of them.
Yeah, I've killed one of those air plants. I didn't realize it was an air plant. I was watering it every day, and it just shriveled up. And I thought, well, that was terrible.
It's the iconic Arizona cactus with the forks. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yep.
They're illegal to cut. Yeah, yes.
It's incredibly frustrating since there's saguaros on the property. I'm working for my farm, but I can't do anything about them, so I have to work around them. So flat Earth.
That's right. Yeah, that's. Yeah, I wasn't making that up. See, I know these weird things for some fucking weird reason. I just get information through osmosis, I know about illegal cactuses in Arizona for some reason. It's like I'm never going to come into that problem, but
they don't like to be called that. They like to be called undocumented cactuses. See, I got a laugh out of that one. Oh, that was a good one. I pulled that one right out of my ass. They provide.
I was watching this little. I was watching a skit on YouTube Shorts, and it was, I don't know. You're probably not going to know who Master Chief is.
Doesn't
he's a character from a video game.
Oh, okay.
And he's talking to these two Mexicans, and he's like, "I'm looking for aliens," and they're all worried that he's looking for like aliens, as in like immigrants.
Yeah.
And then finally, the like real aliens show up, and they're like, "Oh, aliens!" And then they're willing to help them.
Oh, you're talking about Halo. In Halo?
Yeah.
Yes, my son loves
a regular Cliff Clavin. Yeah. You know what? Fuck you, Godzilla. Normie.
Godzilla said, "Never make fun of another man's cactus." Those things take.
He called me Cliff Clavin. That's why I'm saying that.
Okay. Jumping Chala is the worst. Boy, Flat Earth, you got a lot of things to deal with out there. It is fruits on the cigar. Oh, they're edible too. Yes, I've heard that. I've seen that on one of those Survivor shows. The guy pulls it off, and he's sitting there saying, like, if you can get all the needles off before you eat it. I'm like, well, yeah. Why would you eat it with the? Oh, don't even. I don't even like to think about that. But Master Chief, yeah, Halo. My son used to watch that too. He loved that Halo stuff.
Jumping Cholo. I just, you know what a cholo is? Like a Mexican gangster.
You know what? We can't talk about the tab, so we'll just talk about everything else.
Have you ever seen a movie called? Sorry. Do you ever see a movie called Blood In, Blood Out? Has anyone seen that movie? You have?
I know every word to that movie.
Are you being serious?
You don't have a right to talk about Juanito. I loved Juanito too. Will you buy me a lowrider? Hey, lowrider, get inside. Remember that part where he's like, a parrot can speak good English too. The baddest Chicano in the valley. Where's Super Soda?
It's for free on.
Back me up.
It's free on YouTube. You can watch that entire movie, the 3-hour movie, for free on YouTube. I just rediscovered it. There was little clips coming up in my YouTube Shorts for some weird reason, randomly, and then one of the comments said the whole movie's available for free. And I was like, what? So I just laid in bed and watched it again just for fun. It was awesome. That was
like one of the first.
I love that movie.
Early movies for Benjamin Pratt before he got popular, I think.
Yeah. There's a lot of people in there. I was like, oh shit, I forgot you were in here. It's such a good movie. If anyone's seen it or haven't seen it, check it out.
I will say it is a good movie. Isn't it? Is it based on a true story or something? I don't think it was based on a true story, but
no.
It has a lot of reality to it. It has a lot of reality to it that I would prefer not to watch again. But that's because I'm not into that.
Yeah, the director and writer went into real Chicano and Mexican culture and went into their he really learned about it.
It's interesting because
that's I think why.
We'll talk about the movie real quick. It's interesting because he starts it off when they're innocent kids, and then how they get sucked into almost like that gang life because
Well,
the
the three of them have three different paths, right? It's a very
and
three
and then
very distinct paths.
it goes into the next phase where one is a cop, one is a druggie, and one is a prison gang leader. I mean, and it's
That's right. Yeah.
and then it's kind of like you see how they all end up, and it's terrifyingly good, but it's sad. But
it's awesome. It's such a good movie.
My aunts used to watch that movie.
I don't like
every word.
Oh, okay. That's why. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't like horror movies, but I have a penchant for gangster films. I don't know why. I love gangster movies. I love heist movies. I love gang movies. I love mob movies. Like, I love that shit. Like when I went to, like I told you, I was in Vegas. I spent a ton of time in that mob museum. I find it fascinating. Like there's just something, I don't know, maybe they're shitty people. They're really,
but there was
it's like
a lot of influence that they had on American history, though. I mean, I'm sorry, but mob history and Italian history and even Black history is American history. So it was really interesting. You could spend days in that museum because of all the pictures and you were there. But
oh, it's awesome. I was like listening to the wiretaps. I was just sitting there like a nerd listening to these mobsters from the 70s and like just talking about whacking dudes and shit. And I'm like just all into it. My wife's like, she was like just so bored and she wanted to go and party, do whatever. And I was like, no, I'm like fucking really into this right now. Like, leave me alone. I think we even got in an argument about it because I was like just nerding out hard about like it's totally boring. I guess someone would be bored, right? I'm like listening to wiretaps from the 70s, like with these headphones on just by myself. And she's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm like, no, this is real. This is awesome.
Go watch Cirque du Soleil. I'll be here.
This is Paul Castellano.
But that was an interesting museum, though. Even I was really into it, and mobsters is Bobby's thing, but I still enjoyed that too. That was a good museum. There's a movie called, I don't know if you've seen
my Gumar, my Gumma Goo. I always say that to her. Oh, my Gumar. She's a Mulian. She's my Gabagoo. Do you know what I'm saying there? Yeah? Do you know what that means?
No. What are you saying?
A Gumar is like a Gumar is a mistress. Mulian is black, so I'm saying my mistress is black, and gabagool is like a type of sandwich meat for them. So I'm saying my black mistress ate my sandwich meat. And I say that to my wife all the time. And she looks at me, she's like, what are you talking about?
Hearing that first thing in the morning, Jesus.
Oh, my Gumar, she's a Mulian, she ate my gabagool. I don't know why I think that's so funny. And no mobster ever said that. I'm just putting their fucking slang together and came up with this stupid thing to say.
At you. Shut the fuck up. You even say it with a Canadian accent.
Do I? Oh, that's awesome.
I don't know.
I don't even hear the Canadian accent, but
no,
I just probably have one.
You should throw a little A at the back end of that. That'll be funny. My Gomorrah, eh?
Hey, my Gomorrah, eh? She's a Mulian, eh? She ate my gabagool, eh?
Oh my God, we're nerding out and everybody's okay.
So they're like, what are you talking about? Fucking losers. Thought this was about God.
Listen, Green Street Hooligans. Have you seen that? Green Street
Hooligans?
Yes.
No, it doesn't ring a bell.
If you like like kind of gangster movies or whatnot. I'm gonna share the screen again, but I just want to make sure that's the right movie. It's more of a European twist, but there's a famous actor in it. Hold on, please hold.
I like Snatch. That's a good European gangster film.
Oh my god, that one is hilarious. Okay, right
I
here.
can't understand a thing those fucking.
Oh, I know. You like dykes? You like dykes? So I think Frodo Baggins is in the movie, and there's a few other famous people, but Green Street Hooligans. Charlie Hunnam, he's in that biker movie. Not movie, the series.
Sons of Anarchy.
Yes.
Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
Sons of Anarchy.
Claire Forlani.
Sons of Anarchy.
Right. Sons of Anarchy.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
That sounds good. You know, it's a really good one. It's not a gangster film, but it's a really good movie. Pool Hall Junkies. You ever see that? Pool Hall Junkies?
Never heard of it. You want me to
look that one up? That is a great movie.
Pool Hall
I'm recommending it to all the chat. Yeah, bring it up. All the chat should watch it. That's stereotyping.
That shows up for our book.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Book club recommendation and movie list recommendations.
Top, yeah. Never
what was it called again?
Never trust a pig farmer. Pool Hall Junkies. It's got Pool Hall Junkies.
Got it.
It's got Ricky Schroeder, Charles Palmieri. Oh, it's a good movie. If no one's seen that movie, it's even got Christopher Walken.
Oh, yeah.
It's a fucking awesome movie. Watch that movie. It's so good.
That Italian guy that always is in the...
So good.
Now You Can't Leave. That was a good movie, too. What is that? Oh, Pool Hall Junkies.
That's right. Now You Can't Leave. That's right.
Yeah.
Chaz Palmieri or something like that.
Yeah. Oh,
great movie. If anyone wants to watch a good flick.
Let's see. That stereotype is probably the truest. Brick House is awesome. Brick House? Oh, Brick Top. Fiverr.
Brick Top is what he means.
You're killing me, Fiverr. I thought that was a movie. I was like, okay,
the guy with the glasses.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's like, no thanks, Turkish. I'm sweet enough. I didn't get the boot, but yeah. I thought Fiber Oats was suggesting a movie called
I don't think any Canadian, or at least maybe Newfies say boot, but no one at least in the prairies or west of the prairies says what a boot. We do say a, but no one really says what a boot. But the East Coast guys talk a lot different than us. They talk like weird. It's kind of like Canadians and like British people mixed with sailors. It's really fucking weird.
With sailors, okay. Oh, okay. Ricky Schroeder.
Yeah, like listen to a Newfie talk. It's weird. I wish I could bring stuff up.
Well, what do you want me to look up? I'll look it up.
You could look up.
Now that
look up a Newfoundland accent. Like,
okay, go
you
ahead.
can have Newfoundland accent and play that. I'm sure we won't get a copyright strike for that.
I don't think so. I mean, not unless it's accent quickie Newfoundland. Let's see what this produces.
There you'll hear weird Canadian talk.
I gotta skip this stupid commercial about StreamYard. Wow, dude. Okay, I can't with that. It's too, I feel like I'm in school, dude. how to do a German accent by a German native. I just want to. This accent quickie seems more like a schoolhouse program.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, it doesn't seem like the right one. Just
That's
maybe like funny Newfoundland accent. I think Irish with pirate.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, kind of like a pirate. You're right.
What did you say? Funny
Newfoundland accent. Maybe like he'll just. I don't know. I've never YouTubed it.
Me neither. Oh, here we go. Shorts. That'd probably be better. Okay.
I can't hear it. Can anyone else? But you hear him talking. That's a newfie. That's.
It sounded like a squirrel to me. Hold on. He said, "Not a great day for other things, and not a great day for other things." It's just all one.
There you go. A boil. Have a boil.
I'll take links.
Yeah, it's like one long sentence. Exactly.
Yeah, it was all like. It was like a squirrel. Like it was being.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, the lumber salesman.
But they have their own weird slang.
Well, it's funny.
It's fucking weird. Newfies are weird. No audio though.
He doesn't sound like he has an accent at all.
I don't know. We can't hear him.
Oh, you guys can't hear him on the chat? No audio.
No.
Oh, well, shit. It's probably like a copyright or something. I don't know. Damn. Well,
way to go.
That's okay because I'm at 2 hours.
Well, look it up if you ever want to laugh.
What?
Okay, everyone thinks Snoopies are mutes. I'm good too. 2 hours is.
Yeah, I had no idea, dude.
Okay, I'll give you that link to that Richard D. Hall. I'll send you a couple links and some good videos that you could tack on if you want.
I'll
awesome. Okay, so next
on the
next. Yeah. Next week, Thursday, 2:00 my time.
3:00 mine. I'm on Eastern Standard Time. I'll set a preview like I did for this one, but this time I won't change it. I promise.
Yeah.
So, all right, cool. Well, it was good
awesome.
talking.
Thanks for coming, Fiber. It was nice to have you guys.
Hours.
Yeah, that was a fun one. That's maybe one of our better ones since we got back.
Yeah. Well, we'll do it again next week. We'll see you guys.
Sorry if I ragged on anyone. I didn't mean to. I wasn't meaning to rag on anyone. I just get all fucking excited.
Well, we like you excited because you just start like your volume goes up and the energy and then you just start it's more
I start cussing. I know. What the fuck you mean, Jesus? I'm talking about God and I'm like, what the fuck do you mean?
The Bible. What do I know? I just do this shit all day. I'm on the sidelines, like I hope everybody gets along.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. All right. Catch you guys later.
All right.
Rage clutch is the best clutch.